Guys, Solana, some of you got in early, you made that 50x money, you made that big money, but what's the next one? What's the next one that can do a 50x? I'm going to talk about Sonic, which used to be called Fantom. I'm going to talk about it because I have over 10 years of experience in crypto, and the insight I'm about to give you is worth its weight in gold. If you're not subbed, if you're not in my group on Discord, you're not getting this knowledge. This is knowledge that's been gathered from the last bull run and understanding of it. It's a deep knowledge of how DeFi helps this token. So I'm going to explain to you how there's a DeFi project called Tomb Forks that actually help Sonic and what happened in the last bull run. It's basically happening again. And Sonic X Fantom, that's why it says previously Fantom here, when you go look it up, has the potential to do monster numbers. Actually, I think it can go way past its all-time highs. It reached about $3.50. I don't think that's anything. I actually think under the right circumstances, this token could actually get a 50xer, and I'm going to show you the data points and what we're talking about. Now, I don't think it's going to go straight up. I think it's going to be very volatile. It's going to be very insane. You got to strap up for the ride. But people are sleeping on Sonic because they just don't understand it, and they don't understand DeFi. DeFi is coming back. Meme coins are dead. That's why Solana is basically dying. It's withering away. What takes over when meme coins are dead? Well, utility, real world assets, DeFi, where you can make money in projects like Hand of God that has a $25 million TVL. What's even more impressive about this, there's not even that many people even in it. It's blowing up this much. If you go to their socials, not that many people even following them. It's just the beginnings of it. And by the way, 25 million TVL is nothing. These are called Tomb Forks. The old Tomb Forks, like Tomb Finance, I'm going to show you. So basically the Hand of God, this is nothing. This is nothing. Hand of God is nothing compared to the old Tomb Forks. $42 right now, right? The T-shares, which is the share token. Well, look, it was $22,000 during the last bull run. And I knew people that got in under $100 and they just wrote it up. And there was a whole bunch of Tomb Forks that I got in cheap too. It went over 20,000, 8,000, 9,000, 2 ohm, 3 ohm. I think 3 ohm got to 40,000. These are going to power Sonic. And it's just started. There's Hand of God. There's also another one called Snake Finance. These are the projects that people don't understand quite yet are going to absolutely explode and going to absolutely kill it. And I'm going to show you why so you have a better understanding. Right now, it's in a genesis phase where you just deposit Sonic or any of these other tokens. And I'm in some of these pools. I'm in this one and the stable pool. Now, this is what happens so that you guys understand. Okay? When you get your hog, which is their like peg token, you're going to put in a liquidity pool, which is going to be hog with Sonic. This is what's going to create, you see daily APR, 3%. So everyone's going to be fighting for this 1,000% APR, okay? But think about it like this. Everyone is creating this. Guess what happens to all the Sonic? Everyone needs to go out and buy Sonic, and that's what you saw in the last Tomb Fork. A lot of people didn't understand how Tomb Forks work. Tomb Forks are incredibly positive for the main token, especially the Sonic token, which is usually the peg token with another synthetic peg token. They have to hold the value, basically. Now, because Sonic is being put in these liquidity pools, it's basically being locked up. Tens of millions of dollars worth of Sonic that people are going to go purchase. Right now, the TVL is only $1 million. Wait till this hits 5 million, 6 million, 10 million. And there's 10 of these. Okay? Or one of these becomes the next Tomb Finance, which you can see right here, reached a total TVL of $1.2 billion. And 2 ohm, 3 ohm actually went to $2 billion because there was 2 of them. So you had like $3 billion just tied up in these particular protocols, locking up all the Sonic and actually creating demand for Sonic. Because the way these work, the way a lot of these work, people just don't understand. People were saying how Tomb Forks are a vampire on Fantom last time. They don't understand. They're idiots. Do not listen to YouTubers who do not understand anything. Those YouTubers are gone. Thank God. There was some guy called Phoenix something. I don't remember his name. Thank God I don't remember his name because it's not worth remembering. Guy sucked. He sucked. And he was telling people just garbage. And he literally rugged people on every single project he covered. The dude was telling people to get in every single project, and he even told people to get into Luna and Luna Rug. He literally, every single thing this guy talked about, and he didn't know what he was talking about. And it was insane that these YouTubers are giving advice. Not YouTubers. The guy was a surfer. Give surfing advice. Let the professional crypto guys who actually made money on crypto advise you. And if you're not following me, if you're not sub to me, and you're not in my Discord group, then yeah, you're going to miss out on some of this information. So you might want to come over and ask some questions so you have a better understanding of how these things work. Now, the way it's eventually going to work is you're going to take your share token and you're going to put it in a boardroom, and it's going to spit out more hog. You can decide to, or whatever, tomb fork you're in. Now, you can decide to sell your hog or go into another liquidity pool with Sonic. So that just creates more demand for Sonic. And in some cases, when it spits out one token, it buys Sonic. It just depends on how they do it. It depends on the tomb fork. Okay? And it was a great way for me to actually get Sonic, because a lot of times what I would do is I would sell my either my share token or my other token for, guess what? Fantom. Or my peg token for Fantom. Because that's the token for this ecosystem. Because a lot of times that's the token that has the least price impact when you sell it. So all of a sudden I had at one point 30,000 Fantom in my wallet. Just because I was playing the tomb fork game. Guess what? I know people with hundreds of thousands of Fantom. Yes, I sold it at the wrong price at the bottom because there's a lot of stuff going on with Fantom and the bridge. It got scary for a moment. I messed up, but I wasn't the only one, thankfully. There's a lot of other people who messed up too. But I started purchasing it back because I understood. I didn't purchase as much as I thought I wanted to, but I got some back. But you have to understand how these systems work. Tomb forks are a positive. DeFi is a positive for Sonic. And it's just getting started. We are at the infancy. Not even first inning. We're not even in the first inning. We're in the game is just about to get started and the pitchers are warming up. That's how early we are. And I'm going to show you some more data sets so you guys start to understand how big Sonic this time is going to get. And I'm going to give you guys some price predictions. Sonic has officially become one of the fastest blockchains in history to reach $1 billion TVL. It only took 66 days for Sonic to achieve, compared to 505 days for Sui and 709 days for Aptos. I mean, no effing comparison. Look at this. This is due to DeFi, the power of DeFi, the power of tomb forks has not even been seen and inflicted upon this yet. This is why I'm excited, because people do not understand these things that I do understand. Okay? I understand these things because I was around. I understand how these function. And if you're not playing in tomb forks and ohm forks and all these great things in DeFi they're about to hit, you're losing out on a lot of money. There's a lot of money to be made. These are the millionaire makers. They're not like meme coins where you go into the gambling casino. Yes, there is an aspect of the gamble, but if you understand them, I made money on tomb forks 90% of the time. Literally. It was so easy to make money because I understood them. Once you understand them, you can quit your job and make money on this. That's how easy they are. And people are doing it even right now when there's only 2 or 3 tomb forks and 1 ohm fork. All right? Sonic is gaining the most active users in a month. You can see right here all the data. And yes, you're seeing a pump happen. Let's see. Curve. Lending is going to happen. So when lending happens, people are going to get loans and they're going to get buying more Sonic and they're going to leverage it up. That hasn't happened yet. That's going to happen. All right. Rand brought on Andre Cronier. Yes. The guy that runs Sonic. And he's basically saying that Sonic is way more than what people think it is. It's basically going to be the DeFi chain. It is much more powerful than what you think it is. Everyone else is setting themselves up with these meme coins, which are fine, but these guys are setting themselves up for something way more powerful, way more potent. And if we come over here, let's see if there's anything else. $10 billion soon. Yeah, the amount of lockup, the amount of money coming into Sonic is just, the money is coming. All right, if we go to Token Terminal, what you'll see, I'm going to show you guys some data points. Let's see. Market cap. Yes. Trading token daily volume. Look at this. The token daily volume, trading volume, it's moving up damn quickly. Okay. Active users. This is monthly active users. hit 500,000 and then it went up to 579,000. It fell. Now it's up to 239,000. Huge numbers if you compare it to other chains. Still pretty good. Infancy, but still very good. It's only been 66 days. And the reason a lot of it is happening is because people are bridging over their Fantom over the Sonic. But the chain is waking up because there's so many of these great DeFi and other types of projects coming on. Fantom is pretty much done. So Sonic is going to be it. All this pressure is going to come on Sonic. And now the team over there is incentivized to do some great stuff because the tokenomics on Sonic and Fantom are a little bit different. You see this infinity symbol? Well, Fantom didn't have it. Fantom was max supply. But now they're going to be a little incentivized to keep it rolling. So they changed the tokenomics a little bit to their favor, right? A little bit to their favor, okay? So let's just keep going. All right. So active daily users, we got to 67,000. Now we're back up to 47,000. It's just moving up very quickly. Okay, let's see. What else? Price, token turnover, circulating supply hasn't really changed at all yet. So all the data points is looking really good, but we haven't even started and it's looking good. When you look at Fantom, it literally went, look down here. It's insane. What is it? 0.2 of a penny? Not even a penny, 20 cents of a penny to $3.50 in the last $3.46 in the last bull run over 3 years ago. Okay? That's insane. I mean, the gains were astronomical. The gains are absolutely astronomical. Now, where do I think it's going to happen? This is the correct chart to look at. You got to look at the Fantom chart because the Sonic chart just started. So this is all you're going to see. You're going to just see that its low was 35 cents and the high was $1. That's all you're going to see. But this is the correct chart. Now, what do I think is going to happen? I think these guys learned a lot from the last bull cycle. I think they learned a lot from DeFi. I think they learned a lot about how to make a better project, and they've actually implemented that information. I think what you're going to see is Sonic do things we haven't seen before. And the beginnings of it are rumbling. I'm helping out a team here and there, a couple of teams that hit me up about DeFi projects. I look at them, and a lot of them are talking to the foundation. They're talking to people that are within the Sonic community, and they're leaders. They're doing a lot to promote these DeFi projects. They're getting behind them. They're tweeting about them or X posting about them. They're going on to Telegram. They're doing AMAs. They are becoming way more active in promoting these types of projects, which they didn't necessarily do last time around. Okay, they are separating themselves from everyone else. While BNB is going after meme coins all of a sudden, and Solana and AVAX, everyone's looking for meme coins. AVAX is doing more stuff in DeFi and also in real world assets, but at the same time, there's a lot of utility stuff on AVAX. I believe full DeFi is going to be germinated on Sonic. I think that's what we're going to see. For some reason, that's just where all the degenerate, I would say, DeFi guys are like myself, waiting for 1,000, 2,000, 100,000 APY on a freaking tomb fork. Okay? That's just where the money is. We know how it works. We're experts at it. And this cycle around, I think what you're going to see is a tomb fork that's going to go past 5 and maybe even $10 billion. I think you're also going to see an ohm fork. Last time ohm forks, I think the value got to about $1 billion. I think this time you're going to also see 1 or 2 go past 5. And I think you might see a few even touch $10 billion. The biggest treasury was Time Wonderland last time. I think this time what you're going to see is, I think it hit about $1 billion. I think this time you're going to see different ones hit 2 and maybe even $3 billion treasuries. I think the ideas are better. I think people know how these systems work better. I think there's a whole community around these that are going to rally around these things and understand and teach other people at an accelerated pace. So the learning curve is actually a lot less. There's so many exciting things happening. So this is what I think is going to happen. Right now, Sonic is about 71 cents. If you do about a 15x, it takes you about $10.65. Now, why do I think $10.65 or $10 is a possibility? Because this reached when Tomb hit around $20,000. Okay, this just powered it. T-shares and all that other stuff. It just basically powered it up. Now, the question comes in, if we're expecting even more capital to come in, more Sonic is going to get drained out of the system and locked up into these liquidity pools, meaning more volume, more trading volume, more users are going to come in. I think there's a case to be made that Sonic could even see a $20 or $30 price. And if you do see it, it's going to be like one of these. It's going to be like, you see how this went from literally, I mean, God, what was that? A dollar, and it vaulted over $2 within a couple days. I mean, well, a couple weeks, I should say. I mean, that's the kind of activity you're going to see. And then it went from 2 in October 15th to over 3 by October 26th. Wow, not even 2. And I think it hit around 350. Up here was a big wick. So these are incredible numbers, but you got to understand what you're going to see is even more pressure brought onto it. Same amount of tokens, by the way. So if you have the same amount of tokens, but more pressure, more DeFi pressure, more users, more people onboarding onto crypto regulations, DeFi, all of this getting bigger. Maybe even institutions start buying these kind of projects. And by the way, last bull run, a lot of institutions, I should say, crypto VCs were buying tomb forks. There was companies investing tens of millions of dollars in them. That's why the TVL for tomb got so big. So you got to understand, this time around, you might see people going 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 million deep into these tomb forks. This only takes 1 or 2 projects to blow up the entire ecosystem. That is why I think it's a great bet. I'm going to slowly start accumulating. I have been accumulating more Fantom or Sonic, either one. And my goal is to accumulate as much as this sub $1 as I can and just wait for the DeFi season, the tomb fork season, and the OHM season to hit. And it is a great OHM project. I'll put the links in the description here for you guys. I'm going to make a video on it next week, probably, about how it works. I actually was able to speak to the team. It's called LFG. And talking to the team, the stuff that they gave me, the information they gave me is absolutely incredible. So they've changed up the OHM fork a little bit. And this is what you want to see. You want to see people changing up the tomb fork and the OHM forks a little bit, making it better. They've added their own kind of system, emission system that's more like dependent on various factors so that it doesn't just dump and it stays more stable. They're figuring things out. That's what you want to see. It's what you want to see. So I'm very excited about this. I think the future for Sonic is incredibly bright. I wouldn't be surprised at $10. And if something really dramatic happens, if we see 10, 20 million, $20 billion TVLs in some of these projects, you bet your ass Sonic is going to do a 50x. You bet your ass, because there's not enough tokens to go around. 50x will put you about $36. You bet your ass it's going there. It won't be able to stop. It won't stop because the demand will be insatiable. The demand last time around was insatiable already. Took it up to 350. It was a crazy wick up here. The demand was out of this world. And we don't know what other kind of tomb forks are coming. We don't know what kind of other DeFi projects are coming. I think 350 we go past. I think minimum is $5 on Sonic. And I think it probably is going to go past 10. Great potential. But if we see that one winner project get $5 or $10 billion and you see massive onboarding of people, all bets are off. All bets are off. This is the dark horse that can do 50x. This is the one project that can absolutely go explosive because of DeFi and the type of projects that are on it. And they just soak up all that Sonic into those liquidity pools, and they create more demand for Sonic by people getting out of those projects when they sell their share tokens or their peg tokens. Guess what they sell them for? Sonic, basically draining more out of the liquidity pools, basically just stashing them in their wallets. That's what happened last time. And the possibility, and I remember Harry Ye, he was the guy that was running Tomb Finance. One of the guys that was dealing with him told me he had $600 million worth of Fantom in one wallet that he sent money to someone to. $600 million. Okay? Worth of Fantom. Granted, the prices were higher, so Fantom would have been worth probably like $10 billion at that point. He had 6% of the supply in one wallet. Why? Because he ran a tomb fork and you basically collect the peg token Fantom. And so what he was doing. And this was a great source that I had. And this is information you don't get anywhere else. Once you start to understand, guys like Harry Ye and all these other people have all this wealth tied up in Fantom and Sonic tokens because of these DeFi projects, you start to understand very quickly the supply of Sonic will get very low and the demand will go very high, and supply shock will happen at some point. And that's why it exploded during the last bull run so damn quickly. That's why when you see it moved fast. And yes, it helped that Bitcoin was moving too. But this time around, you're going to see some other things happen that we haven't seen before. Sonic is going to be on its own little timetable. It's going to do its own little thing, and it's going to be pushed. And you're already kind of seeing it. It already went to about $1.30, while a lot of the other tokens didn't go quite this high. And it's actually holding up relatively well compared to a lot of the alts. Okay? So this is what's going to happen. Keep an eye out. Under $1, to me, it's a flaming buy. If it dips below 60 cents, no brainer. So that's what I'm looking for. I'm excited about what's going to happen here over the next couple months. I'm going to keep my eye out for that one project that's going to blow up the system. And I do believe, yes, LFG is also going to come on Sonic. It's going to be on Sonic, AVAX, BNB, and Sol. They kind of split it up, which I understand. They're trying to be this mega project. So kudos to them. They're trying to be the mega project. But you know what? I bet you they're going to get most of their money from Sol and Sonic. I don't know how much AVAX and BNB are going to give them, but if I had to guess, it would be these two. Okay? So we'll see what happens. But I think long term, as we go into this, let's call it summer of love, summer bull run, you're going to see a lot of interesting things happen on Fantom and Sonic. Just keep your eyes open.